Welcome to Unleashed. And don't forget to join us on Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Here are the guys.
Welcome to Unleash. Revenge of the Fifth is on its way. When the Force comes, the Sith, the dark side approaches immediately, and no one is darker than Andrew Fantasia.
That's right.
Nobody is darker than he. We're going to do some Never Tell Me the Odds, but before we get into Never Tell Me the Odds, the Bad Batch finale came and went. I haven't seen any of this season of the Bad Batch because I am a fake fan. I don't have Disney Plus right now, but I haven't seen any of the Bad Batch at all. And I saw, the first season saying, and they were okay. They weren't. I don't think they were on anyone's radar as top notch, whatever. But this season, everybody seems to be saying that this season was mind blowing. It was better than any of the live action content that we've gotten. And everyone's like, James, this is what you need to watch. So I don't know what happened in this season whatsoever. I don't know how it ended. But you are going to talk a little bit about the ending and spoil it for me. But you're going to talk a little bit about it, go into it, what you liked, what you didn't like, and maybe what Star Wars can learn or unlearn from the Bad Batch.
Yoda taught us to unlearn what we have learned. So that's on point. The Bad Batch Season 3 was my favorite Bad Batch season. It was definitely the best one, especially like right from the get-go. The premiere of Season 3 was like a dead serious, super slow-paced, almost dialogue-free episode. And the star of the show was Kevin Kiner. Like, the music theme that he came up with was a blast. And the season kind of just kept on that through line from there. It was a really focused season. There was no... I mean, you've seen Season 2, so like the Trandoshan lady betrayed them. So they're not with her anymore. So there's no episodes where it's just like, hey, go do this errand for me and I'll pay you credits. Like, that's not happening anymore. It's literally, there is a story and it's 15 episodes of that same story being told. So I love how focused it was. And it had just a great, solid time telling that story. It never wavered for a second. The character arcs wrapped up really, really nicely. If there's anything I didn't like about it, it's not much. It's just that it still feels like in the grand tapestry that is the Star Wars timeline and the universe, Clone Wars is a huge, important part of that tapestry. Rebels is a huge, important part of that tapestry. Bad Batch still just feels like a spin-off show, and that you won't miss much of galactic history if you don't watch it. But I still would recommend watching it because it's a Dave Filoni Star Wars cartoon and it's in top form. It's just, if you're looking for importance to canon and importance to overall Star Wars lore, I don't think you're going to find it here. That's probably the only downside. And it really reinforces the sort of feeling that I have, the craving that I have, where I really want Filoni to, in a cartoon, tell the ongoing stories of Luke, Han, and Leia after Return of the Jedi. That should be the next cartoon. Bad Batch made me want that more now than ever because I liked it and I thought it was great and I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but I really hope the next cartoon is more important to the Star Wars lore, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, it does. Who knows what the next cartoon is going to be? Animated, I should say. They haven't mentioned anything along those lines that I believe. And, I don't think anyone was expecting Bad Batch necessarily, and that came out of came from whatever. So we'll see what they've got. I'm sure they have something. People watch these things, and I'm sure they do. But maybe they don't. Maybe they aren't getting the ratings on them that they want. And that's why it was 3 seasons only. But it also sounds like 3 seasons was the sweet spot for something like the Bad Batch. And things don't have to go on forever. Sometimes you have a beginning, a middle, and the end. And that's the way, and that's best for everybody. All right, let's go into our Revenge of the Fifth, Never Tell Me the Odds special. These are very, very just odds. We're going to say whether or not we think they're going to happen or not. There's 3 of them, and let's get right to it. Our first odd, General Grievous will once again appear in live action. Will we get General Grievous in live action in something, Andrew. Is something on its way where we're going to get Grievous back?
Oh my God, I want that so badly. I mean, I don't remember canon-wise when he came into the picture. Like, obviously, Revenge of the Sith is the only movie he's in, but I don't remember in the lore when he came to be what he is. So maybe there's somewhere down the road we get a nice juicy movie or show that's set in that beautiful sweet spot between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones that nobody seems to want to touch, but it's like right there as low-hanging fruit that we can all take. And if that's the case, yeah, give us some Grievous, because he's a boss. I love him.
Yeah. So what's your percentage?
Oh yeah, sorry. That's kind of how this works, isn't it? I'm gonna say 34%.
So you don't think it's going to happen?
I don't think it's likely, because I really
You just want it to happen.
That's the only spot where it would make sense to put him, is between 1 and 2. And I don't think the powers that be at Star Wars right now care about that spot as much as I do. So yeah, 34 sounds right.
You're absolutely right. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go 41%. I don't think it's gonna happen either. I'm very low, but I wanted to. He's such a cool character. He's showing up in Tales of the Empire. Like, people like Grievous. He was a cool design, looked great. I think his visuals still hold up today, and there's so much to tell in there. Like, that's a story to tell. But this is live action. I think there's the better shot in animation further than Tales of the Empire. But I think live action. I think a Grievous show, like how he got to that, like just beginning, middle, and end of his story would be fascinating. And our next Bosk, Bounty Hunter Bosk, will appear in Mando and Grogu. We're going to get some Bosk action in Mando and Grogu, the movie.
Oh boy. I think Bosk showed up in those Bounty Hunter comics. So there's a lot of Bosk happening, but those take place before Mando season 1. Ooh, I would love to see Bosk. I know Brock Smeek would love to see Bosk.
Yeah.
But does Jon Favreau want us to see Bosk is the question. I think it's more likely. I'm going to go 51%.
Oh, look at
yeah.
51. Wow, you're all in on or as Brock calls him, Brosk.
Brosk.
Brock is all in on Brosk.
It's not a huge likelihood.
Yeah.
But if we are going to see one of those original 6 bounty hunters and it's not Boba, Bosk might be the next choice. I don't think they'll go IG-88 because we've already we spend enough time with an IG. Dengar, nobody cares about Dengar. Zuckuss and Forlom, maybe, but Bosk is kind of a crowd pleaser. So I think if they go with any of them, they'll go with him.
And there are Trandoshans in the first season of Mandalorian too. So
that's right, and they have funny eyes, and they go.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go 49% because I don't know how. I don't know what the. I mean, look, if I know what the plot is, maybe it goes up a little, but I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna go 49% because I don't know what this movie is about.
Right, but it could all be about Snoke, if for all we know. So like, who?
Oh, I hope it is. But he's a bounty hunter. Mando's a bounty hunter. Maybe he's dealing with other I guess Mando's not really a bounty hunter anymore, but who knows? Who knows? I'm going 49% on Bosk. And our final odd for Revenge of the Sith, the Rey movie will feature a new color of lightsaber we have never seen before. Are we going to get a brand new color lightsaber in the Rey movie?
Not super likely, but not impossible. Let's say 25%. And I mean, with an asterisk, a color we've never seen before in a movie or show. Yeah. Because I think the Jedi Fallen Order kind of covered the gamut of colors. I think because you can get so many kyber crystals in Jedi Fallen Order that I don't think they left a color out. But if there is one that we've never seen before, I think they're going to go like the aqua or cyan route. They're going to play around in the cyan sandbox because there's a very distinct blue, especially if you look at the blue of the prequels, that is a very distinct blue, and
Yeah.
it's decidedly not a light blue. So if they wanted to try something different, like our background right here underneath you, that nebula, that would be the color they would go with.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna go 61%, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I think they want people to, they want to create excitement with this movie, and so I don't know. Like Rey will have her yellow, and her Padawans will have probably blue and green or whatever. But in the background, we're gonna get like a pink, orange, turquoise, magenta, cyan, like creamsicle. Like they'll all be back there. And so that's what I think. I think we're gonna get some cool lightsabers colors that we've never seen before. Like we're seeing like acolytes already starting to steep them in, right? So I think the Rey movie, it won't be that many. There'll be like one extra one where they're like, and now this color, and you're like, oh, and everyone's gonna get excited, and that Black Series will sell, and people will get the toy lightsaber of it because it's that one unique color. And it could be the bad guy for all we know, because if it's not Sith, maybe it's not red anymore. Maybe they go a different color for the baddie. We also got that with Ahsoka. We got the orangey red instead of just the pure red for Balin and Shin. So I think we're gonna get a new color in that one. I can't remember what percentage was. It was like 60 something. I'm higher than you. I think we're in there. And that's why I think they want to keep the fan base intrigued, and I feel like they think lightsaber colors are the way to go. I'm also tired of them not embracing lightsabers. Like Andor is a great show, Mando's great and all that, but there's like a time where like maybe you don't need lightsabers. Why lightsabers? It's because they're friggin' awesome. Like let's not forget they're awesome.
They are the one thing that every Star Wars fan can agree on is cool.
Yeah,
they are
like
literally the one thing.
Like Rogue One doesn't have lightsabers, but when that movie gets awesome, when a lightsaber shows up, like come on, like that's what, like when I was like, I like Rogue One. Why? The Vader hallway scene, lightsaber. Like it's like people, like whether you think about it or not, and still Ahsoka, for all there's the part of Ahsoka that always gets me was when Ezra was in like that ship or whatever at the end, and he just turns on his blade, and he's not even doing it; he just turns it on and talking. I'm like, I love lightsabers. We need more of these. Like it's just there's lightsabers and Star Wars go together. We can stop pretending that they don't. Let's embrace the awesome that they are. And so I gotta think they're gonna throw in a color, whatever it is. I don't know, but it'll be something that we haven't seen in live action before.
I think that would be a cool way to really drive home that it's the new Jedi Order too.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Visual shorthand for that kind of stuff. I had a bonus.
You get a color. You get a color.
Yeah.
Oh, Fantasia's got a bonus odd. Here we go.
I had a bonus odd, but unfortunately, you almost took the words right out of my mouth because it is very, very similar. So I apologize for how redundant this is going to sound. But perfect. My odd, James, was the odds that in the Acolyte, a Balin skull orange lightsaber will appear.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go 11 though. I have to go low. Not that I'm against it. It's that wait. I should watch that clip again because maybe the character did have. No, there was no lightsaber. That's a really good. It's a really good one though. But I'm gonna go 11 because I think a few things. One, I don't think there's gonna be that many villains with lightsabers or half. I don't think characters on that end of the line are going to do it, and I don't think it was in anyone's thought process making the show about those colors. Is the other one, the more practical one. But I'm going to go 11. But that being said, I would love it for sure.
That's exactly my reasoning, man. I'm going low too. I'm going to go like let's say 12. Let's all hover around yours because I feel like the shows were in production at around the same time, and I don't think Leslie Headland was peeking over Filoni's shoulder and saying, "Hey, what you up to?" I don't think there was that kind of cross-pollination happening. Yeah. So I don't think it's likely. But having said this, I think that Disney/Lucasfilm kind of missed out on an opportunity to collaborate with Crayola and come out with like a box of like 150 crayons, and like the crayons have names like Balin Skull's lightsaber, Chewbacca's fur. Like, where's that?
Star Wars is on everything else. You figure they could be on that.
Yeah, why not? I'd buy those crayons.
I wouldn't. I'm an adult, but I'm joking. They would probably sell too, and you would get kids more interested in Star Wars, which is, I think, one thing that they're losing is that, I mean, they have a lot of 40-year-old fans, but they're losing the 4-year-old fans, and they got, and that's why there's Tales of the Jedi and stuff, and they got to bring those back. I think they need to do something for kids like we had way back, and just make something that's for like Andor was too for adults, but make something dark like Andor, but a little bit more accessible for kids, like a little bit more fun, I should say. You know, like just have the darkness of that, but just add a little touch. And I'm not talking about like more lighting. I'm talking about fun, just a little bit more swashbuckling involved. And I think you can get a lot of kids in, but that's just me.
Well, at the end of the day, the things that Star Wars makes that are the absolute best to draw in kids is their movies. And we haven't had one in a long time. So it's
been 5 years this Christmas. It'll be 5 years this December since we've had a Star Wars movie. So we're going to go 6 years without a movie, which is the longest we've gone since the last lull, which was 10 years. We went, 15 years, 10 years, and now 6 years. So the gap is shrinking, at least. The gap is, so the next lull will just be back to the normal 3 years. So we're good.
Yeah. There we go.
I don't mind waiting 3 years between movies again, to be honest with you. Like, if you're going to take 3 years to make a good damn movie, then take 3. I don't need one every year. You don't have to throw crap in my face every year. But if you're going to just take the time, give me what's good. I don't want to wait 20 years, but, you know, if it's going to take you 3 years to make a good movie, that's it for that. All right. Do you have another special odd, or is that it?
That's it for me.
All right. That's it for me, too. This is Revenge of the Fifth. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you light up your red lightsaber and track down some Jedi and become the acolyte that you always dreamed to be. Andrew, anything else you want to say today?
I'm very happy that the upcoming show is going to introduce the word acolyte into the popular vernacular, because it's not a Star Wars word, but we kind of made them synonymous somehow. So now more and more people are going to start using the word acolyte and connecting it to the Star Wars.
I can't wait for this, because you know what? A reckoning is coming.
Oh, you ruined
it. Your favorite word, reckoning. A reckoning is coming for the acolyte.
Oh, boy.
Every time I see reckoning now, I always think of how much you hate that word. They're like, ooh, reckoning. And reckoning was used in Andor, actually. So that was
it was the big pop moment of their trailer too. Like, you thought it was a big thing.
A reckoning. And you're like, I hate this show. 0 out of 10. Worst Star Wars show we got. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you spending some of your Sunday with, or whenever you're watching it with us. It's been a lot of fun. Let us know what your odds are in the comments down below, and let us know your thoughts on the Bad Batch as well. Andrew, thanks for watching. And you know what? You are a Sith, so have some Revenge of the Fifth.
Happy Revenge of the Fifth.
That made no sense.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.